everybody, perhaps for the last time because we're back in church, hopefully next week. But of course we've got a Zoom meeting this Sunday, so perhaps our last Zoom meeting, perhaps this is going to be the last recording that we'll do online, and then we'll be back in church. So we're coming to the end of the school holidays. Easter is behind us. Probably a lot of the familiar stories of the crucifixion and the resurrection. So this might be a little bit less familiar. There's a little video clip story for you if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I'm looking at Luke's Gospel, chapter 24, verses 13 onwards. So, I've been thinking, I don't know whether you've ever thought, I wonder what I would do if I only had like this a short time on earth. Perhaps you'd want to go to Disney World or do something especially fun. Perhaps, you hear these people say, just wanting to tell everybody that you love them and perhaps sorry for something. And so here's Jesus. He's come back to life again. He's got 40 days before his ascension. And just thinking, 40 days, and he's not like there all the time, he's just coming and going. What is he going to do with that time? And I've just been looking at some of the stories in the Bible and thinking about that. And it just seems to me that all that was on his mind, like he'd done all his big stuff, but the thing that was on his mind was just checking in with people to make sure they were okay. And this first story that we're looking at today is the story of two disciples, two people, we've never heard of them before. So just two random people that have been following Jesus and have been really interested. They've been convinced by that he's actually the Son of God, he's God's prophet, and yet really confused that all their hopes came to nothing. The Jews got against him, the Romans crucified him. They've heard the rumors. Now this has happened the very same day that Jesus has risen from the dead. They heard the stories of the women coming from the tomb, and they're just confused, and they're leaving Jerusalem. They've got a 7-mile walk to Emmaus, and they're just chatting about this and just going over and over what has happened. And Jesus suddenly appears with it. And I'm kind of thinking, in lockdown, I don't know about you, as grown-ups, we've been doing lots of walking because somebody told us right at the beginning of COVID that the only thing we're allowed to do was to go for walks, and so we walk. And Jesus went for a walk, and he walks with them, and he listens to them. And, sometimes in life, it's easy when you're reading a story. You kind of can separate from it and you think, oh, I know what's going to happen next. I know what the right thing is to do. But life sometimes doesn't feel that way. Life sometimes is a bit confusing. And it's really interesting. Jesus just wants to be there for us, just wants to walk with us, just wants to listen to us. He didn't come in and say, okay, guys, this is the way it is, He listened first. And sometimes the most important thing that we need to do is just get things off our chest, just be listened to. And, when you're praying, when you're talking to Jesus about your stuff, don't think, oh, he already knows this, I don't need to say anything. He wants you to tell him. He wants you to feel listened to. And then he came in and he kind of just sorted out their thinking, started piecing together all the bits from the Old Testament with his life and where it was all going. And suddenly it's kind of all making sense to them. But they still don't know that this is Jesus. And they stop when they get to Emmaus, and he kind of looks like he's going to go on, and they say, no, stay the night with us. Let's have a meal together. And the moment that they see Jesus, it says their eyes were open, Jesus breaks the bread to bless it, and they, whoa, this is Jesus. And you know what? That day's walk that they had going from Jerusalem to Emmaus, they run back and burst into the disciples in the middle of their kind of meeting of sorting out all their ideas about Jesus being risen from the dead, and just burst in. We've actually seen Jesus. He's walked with us on the road. So what does this tell us about Jesus, and what does it tell us for us? Firstly, Jesus' big priority is us. You are Jesus' priority. And you know, sometimes family life gets really busy, and sometimes, particularly if there's more than one kid in your family, things get taken up. You know, your parents have jobs, they've got stuff to do, they've got their own lives, that other kids are kind of taking attention. You know what though? If you've got stuff to sort out, you are Jesus' priority. Anytime, day or night, any day of the week, he's just there for you. I think secondly, Jesus just wants to listen to us. You know, half the problem is sometimes just having somebody to listen to us, and our thoughts get sorted out as we share with him. He wants to share your life with you. And I think for the other side, for us, you know, we need to find places and spaces where we can share with Jesus, where we can share our lives with him. Going for a walk is great. I don't know about you. I'm not big into this having a long time of prayer in my bedroom. My mind tends to wander, and other things. You know, you can fall asleep if you're comfortable enough, you know, but getting out there and just walking and spending time with Jesus. I know some of you are kind of practicing walking on your own back from school now as you're going to secondary school next year. Just walking is great. I used to walk, when I was going to secondary school, I had this walk on my own until I met up with my friends. Great time to just spend with God and get my thoughts sorted out for the day. And then at night time when I'd left them and I'm just going back to my house. But find spaces in your life where you can just spend time with God. Perhaps it's a special place in your bedroom. Those are really good too. I always, if I'm going into a new place, even if it's just on holiday, it's nice to find that place that's going to be my space where me and God meet together. So take the time, find the spaces, find the times, and when you need it, God's not going to say, you should already know this, you should know the answers. No, he'll just listen to you, and then he'll just bring his own thoughts into your mind as he kind of sorts out your thinking and gets those kind of bits and pieces that aren't making sense. He kind of puts them together for you, just like he did for the disciples on that road. Anyway, whatever you're going through now, make sure you've got some time to spend with Jesus. If it's good stuff, if it's bad stuff, if it's just confusing stuff, just remember that he's there for you. I'm going to see you a little bit later on Zoom. Hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great week back at school too. See you later. Bye.